Hello, welcome to the queue. It is Operation 20th Corps. It is turn 10, no, 11. I always get that wrong. Turn 11 for the KMT and USA. The KMT, oh, well, I didn't put out their purchase. They have 7, so they're going to spend 4 on an artillery, and then they're going to save 3. So here's a KMT artillery. All right, so put that over there. I was planning on all the U.S. stuff. I completely forgot about the KMT. There is some units there. I think we'll have a one-round attack and see how it goes thing again. So all these units that can attack from this card here in Yunnan will come into Kwangtung. And I think I'll bring the dice tray over here with some dice. And let's see what we got. All right, so we've got 3 artillery, and Japan has 1 artillery. So Japan will be the yellow, and the rest will be the Chinese. Japan is at 3, and we are at 2. So nothing for anybody. All right. That leaves 1 mountain and 2 regular infantry will be boosted. So that's 4 infantry at 1. Nothing. Oh, look at all those 2s and 3s there. So now we've got our cavalry, which will be 5 at 2. And then there'll be 2 infantry boosted to 2. So that'll be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That figures. Grab 2 more dice. And then we'll roll all 7 of these at 2. Oh, I do have to roll them separate, though. So here's the cavalry, the 5 cavalry. And we get 2 retreats and 1 hit. So 1 militia goes away, and 2 of these retreat. All right, just in case we're going to go around 2. All right, so now I've got the 2 infantry boosted at 2. There's a hit and a retreat. All right, so the other militia's gone. And 1 of these retreats. And the mountain does not, and he's at a 3. All right, so we got 2 hits. So the 2 militia are at 2. Nothing. And then there's 3 infantry at 4. And they get 1. So we'll lose 1 infantry. All right, so do we make a second round of attacks? Let's do a second round and see how it goes. So that means we have, these are retreated here, these 2. 3 cavalry, 4 infantry. Oh boy. Yeah, but now we're into the good stuff if we get any hits. All right. We'll do a round 2 attack and see what happens. Maybe nothing happens. So that means we'll have 2 infantry at 1. Oh, dang it. We'll have 2 infantry at 2 that are boosted by the artillery. There's a hit. Probably take that artillery. Then we got 3 artillery that do not retreat at 2. Nothing. We have mountain boosted to a 3. Nothing. And then we got 3 cavalry at 2. Okay, we probably shouldn't have. None of them retreated, though. All right. So now that means we got an artillery at a 3 back at us. Oh, there's a hit. And then 3 infantry at 4. Oh! 4 hits. Ouch. We'll lose 3 cavalry and 1 of the infantry, and then we will retreat. That was a bad plan. Bad plan. All right, well, it worked out last time we did it. Not so much this time. So 3 Japanese infantry survive. We've got 2 cavalry, 4 infantry, mountain. We'll have 4 artillery, 2 AA, and 4 militia. So that will, I'll just get that artillery right now, and we'll put that on the board. All right, that's pretty much it for China's turn. They do, however, collect for the Burma Road this time. So we'll collect 3. So that'll give us 6 for next turn, which probably will be 2 infantry. So get that going. All right, that's it for China's turn. Probably should have just stuck with 1 round of attacks. All right. Next up is the USA. They have 73 to spend. We're going to save 1. We got 2 artillery and a fighter. Upgrade to militia. 2 subs, 1 destroyer, 1 attack transport. We're going to finish a heavy cruiser that's on the build queue. We're going to advance a battleship to stage 2. We're going to place a heavy cruiser and a battleship. That'll be on stage 2. That'll be on stage 3. That gets us to our $72, the one we saved. Let's roll some tech. All right, so we've got on the first one here, factories, construction, and artillery, and these are at 7. And oh my, that's makeup for last turn. So all 3 of those hit. So artillery goes to 2, factories goes to 3, and improved construction goes to 3. That would be helpful if it was up there high enough to see. All right. Next up is advanced subs and jets, and they are at 8. Let's see. Oh no, we also have large ship construction. So all 3 of these are at 8. 8 and 11. Oh wow. Big makeup. All right, so large ship and jets are the ones successful. So jets goes to 3, large ship goes to 2. And finally, last but not least, is rockets at a 9. No, dang it. All right, well, much better tech roll than last turn. Didn't finish anything, but we got a bunch on 3 now. All right, so let's go on to our attacks. We got 1 attack on each side of the board. We'll start here since we're here. We've got a seaplane at a sea base, or a seaplane base. Comes out 1, 2, 3, goes on mat. Going to hit that sub. Coming down from Gibraltar in port, there's 2 destroyers and a battleship. They will also come down. From Sea Zone M2, we got the port, 1 destroyer, light cruiser, heavy cruiser, carrier, fighter, tactical. And I'm going to put this 1 destroyer up here because he can pair with that to hit the sub. All right. All right, that is the naval attack. There is 3 transports. They'll come out of port, and we're going to go into Uruguay. And we are also bringing 2 infantry, 1 marine, artillery, light armor, medium armor. And then we have a medium bomber that's in Gibraltar. 1, 2, 3. They'll have 3 left. The 2 planes have 2 left. All right. That being said, the Italians have decided to scramble out of port 3 ships, because that's their max. Heavy cruiser, battleship, light cruiser. And then the rest will be in port. And assuming we take Uruguay, then we'll roll to see if they're scuttled or if they join the U.S. forces for the fight for freedom. All right, so that is the attack on this side of the map. Over here on this side of the map, we've got this damaged carrier. Let's take the tactical off. He's not coming. The plane has a reduced movement by 2, so he comes 1, 1, 2. So technically, yeah, he would have 1 left because I have long range. Into P-36. We've got 2 coastal subs. There is a submarine base, so they can go 1, 2. They will come in. That'll be first strike. without the destroyers. Back here in P-25, we've got a light cruiser and 2 destroyers coming out 1, 2, 3, 4, and they will come into P-36 as well. Finally, we've got our fighter in San Francisco. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll have a movement of 1 left, but that's what the carrier's for. All right, that will be our attack there. And yeah, that's, oh wait, he's still in that C zone. He'll land in non-com. All right, so let's roll. We'll roll over here since that's where the dice and the tray are. So our first battle here will be the naval battle. We'll start at the top with our battleship at 8. 3. I thought for a second that was going to be a 12. So there's 1 hit. We've got a tactical at 7, which has a target select, but it misses. We have a fighter and a heavy cruiser, so that's 2 at 6. Let's roll that again since it's a 3 and a 12. 6. All right, so that's 2 hits. All right, next up is a light cruiser. Boy, what's the target select on that? I think it's 1 through 3. 3. Oh, it's on. It doesn't matter because there's no aircraft for the Italians, so it's just a hit. All right, then we got 2 destroyers that are regular. And there's another hit. And that's all we needed for those guys. We got a sub here, the seaplane, and the destroyer. The destroyer's at a 4. Nope. Seaplane at a 3. No. All right, so my assumption is this will submerge, but I did not ask that question because I got 4 hits, which kills all this. Interesting. We're going to assume, if it was me, I would submerge the sub to save the sub, but I don't know if that's what Italy will do. So they'll get the fire back. They've got their sub at 3. And that's a hit. And we've got a light cruiser at a 5, but that's 12, so that was a miss. We got a heavy cruiser at a 6. That's a hit. And then we've got the battleship at an 8. That's a hit. So 3 hits on our part. So we will take 1 damage on our battleship here. And we will lose 2 destroyers. So I will go ahead and post the question in the chat to see if he wanted to take this sub first. And if he did, that means this battleship is left at a 6. It's damaged. So we'll roll a round 2. Tactical bomber for the U.S. That's it. Battleship's gone. So if the battleship is alive, it would roll a 5 and get 1 more hit. So that would be that if that was the case. You know, I could have taken that on that first round instead. Right? So I would take the seaplane instead of the 2 destroyers. And then if he chooses the battleship, then I'll take that other destroyer. So I'll leave these 2 here. And once I get from him, before I post this turn, submerge the sub, then this destroyer comes back. Otherwise, it's dead. All right. So that is the naval battle. I forgot that bomber. Maybe there's not a round 2. Let's see if the bomber gets a hit at a 7. It did. So there is no round 2. So that destroyer lives anyway. So the question is, with the hits I had, does that submerge or not? So we'll see what he says. If it doesn't submerge, it's dead. But he doesn't know that yet because he hasn't seen my dice rolls. All right. So that will be how that works out. All right. So naval or land battle here, which is all these guys. First round is just the infantry. Uruguay is not mountainous, so we have 3 at 2. There's a hit. Cavalry defends at a 2. That's pretty much a 10. So that would be the end of that. So we go on shore here with all these units. And you know what I did not get was a U.S. roundel. All right, so Uruguay, the U.S. goes up 1, and Italy goes down 1. And the ships in port, there are 4 destroyers, torpedo boat destroyer, transport. So let's do the transport first, and it is 10 or higher, so the transport is gone. Torpedo boat destroyer is gone. They're scuttled, and then we have 4 destroyers, and that is all the same at 10s. We do get 1. No, 2. Oh, nice. So 2 of these Italians join the U.S. forces, and those 2 are scuttled. So that would be the 2 losses. Now that I don't know if I can take that transport, or not transport, seaplane, because there was no Italian aircraft to shoot it down. So there's another air stick in the battle. If I can't take that, then I have to take that destroyer that I pulled off. What a muddled mess. All right. So I'll leave that there in Brazil, and we'll find that out. So I had 3 destroyers. Oh, there's 2. Those are 2. So it's possible that this sub is alive, and it's possible that this destroyer is dead and that seaplane is alive. Sometimes the rules get a little cloudy when you're filming a turn. All right, let's go to the other side of the board for the Japan attack. And we'll come over here. I think I got room right here to roll. All right. So we do have first strikes, the 2 coastal subs. And they are super coastal subs, so they attack at 2. All right, so now we've got 2 4s for my destroyers. 2 hits. Oh, nice. Then we've got a light cruiser at a 5, which a target select misses. 2 fighters, air superiority. 1 hit. So that means air superiority will hit that. I'm going to bet that that will be the 2nd hit, and this will be the 3rd hit because that fighter can land on Wake Island. So that will be his 2 or 3 casualties. Let's go with the 2 light carriers, and I think they defend at 1, so they miss. Next up would be, I got to roll them separate. So we got a 5 for the tactical. It does hit. Oh, and it is a target select. That's a good question. All right. Then we've got the 2 light cruisers. We get a target select. And then we got a heavy cruiser and a fighter. All right, so 3 hits. 2 of them are target select. So my assumption is that light cruiser is going to go away. Oh, and the other target select was on a plane, so that has to be that hit. So that leaves 1 more hit, which will be that coastal sub. All right, so That's what's dead, and that's what's alive. Let's go into round 2. You know what? Looking at what's left there, I think we'll save that coastal sub and take that carrier. There we go. That's our 3 hits. The carrier, fighter, and the light cruiser. All right. So now we're into round 2. 2 coastal subs at 2. There's a hit. That has to be a ship. So we'll take that light cruiser. The 2 destroyers. Nothing. And the fighter at 6. Oh, no. Not good. All right. So 2 5s and 2 6s for the Japanese. Here's the 5s. They get 1 hit. And 2 6s. Oh, my. So that would be 3 if I want to end the battle. And save the coastal subs. What to do, what to do. Processing. I'm going to have a counterattack that I'm building, so let's keep in the battle with the 2 destroyers. All right. Let's see if this pays off. 1 hit. All right, so I would think it would be that light cruiser. So let's do the light cruiser back. Misses. Fighter and heavy cruiser, and that's it. All right, so that is your battle. Didn't quite go as well as planned. I expected to clear that sea zone. The fighter will land there on wake, a Japanese fighter. All right, well, such is dice. All right, so the 2 planes land on the carrier. Obviously, this bomber will head back to Gibraltar. 1, 2, 3. All those British ships are in port. I'm assuming they stay in port, but I don't think it... Well, they can come out, I guess, right? I have the option on my non-com. So I need to convert those to US. I'll just take this dead one and put a chip under it. All right. That's it for that. We've got up here infantry, marine, strategic naval movement from New York, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into port here in Gibraltar. We'll drop those 2 guys off. 2 coastal subs here in A40 go over to P76. And this is my reminder to move them next turn to the other side of the map. The other side of the map, let's get all this casualty pile out of the way. We've got a transport coming out of Hawaii, grabbing 2 infantry, going up here and dropping them off in Midway. This tactical will land in Midway. The damaged battleship will come over into port here in Hawaii. And this transport will stay. No, this transport here in Hawaii goes 1, 2 back to Sea Zone P25. This transport that was in P22 comes over and goes in port along with the 2 destroyers. And this carrier from P25 comes over to P29 as well. Battleship in P31 comes over and goes in port here in Hawaii. Put those together. All right, so nothing happens there. That's it. All right, I think we've got it done. I'm going to grab this here while I'm here and move this up to stage 2. So the one that was in the stage 2 gets built here in P25. Let's slide on over. And all right, I'm going to put these 2 on the build queue while I'm thinking about it. So the heavy cruiser goes to stage 2 and the battleship goes to stage 3. All right, everything else I think goes in the Pacific. Yeah. So that, grab all this stuff and head on over. And all right, so we've got an upgrade, which here's on Hawaii. And then the militia goes here, so we'll take him off. The other militia by itself goes to Midway. Two subs in P-25, one destroyer in P-25, attack transport in P-25, and then in San Francisco will be the 2 artillery and the fighter. All right, that's pretty much it. Let's look at cash. So we had 4 battles, I guess. The only ones that was good was the Italians. The other side of the world was pretty painful. All right, so what did I have here for China? I had $6 for China. Saved 1, but we are now at 62. So that gives us 62 plus our 12 is 74, and the 1 is 75. So for next turn, we're up to 75. And let's do a recap. In New York is an airborne, 2 infantry in Washington, 2 coastal subs in P-76. In A-47, these transports are there. We've got 3 transports, 3 destroyers, 1 damaged battleship, heavy cruiser, light cruiser, carrier with a fighter tack. We may have a destroyer, we may have a seaplane. If the seaplane survives, it will go back here to Puerto Rico. I'll have to find that out. We may have an Italian sub if he chose to submerge after 1 round, because my seaplane and destroyer missed. In Uruguay is a light tank, medium tank, artillery, 2 infantry, and a marine. In port is an attack transport in Gibraltar. Gibraltar has a marine, infantry, and a medium bomber. We slide over to the Pacific. In Pearl Harbor, we've got a damaged battleship, 2 battleships, 2 destroyers, 1 carrier, 1 transport. On the main island is 3 infantry, AA, militia, marine. Midway is a tactical militia, 3 infantry, and in P-22 is a transport. P-25 is 2 subs, 1 regular transport, 1 attack transport, 1 destroyer, 1 heavy cruiser. And in San Francisco, 2 infantry, 1 airborne, 1 marine, 2 artillery, 1 fighter. Northwest has a infantry, and at last Alaska has a militia. All right, that is it for turn 11. Turn 12, Germany is up next.